him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-macabre, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And Geezer Butler recalled how Black Sabbath was on the verge of calling it quits following the release of Volume 4, only for Tony Iommi to come up with the monster riff for Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and inject new energy into the band. The tale of Black Sabbath's first glory run is a tale of a group of young men going against all odds, pushing themselves even harder as things grew more dire until their eventual, and in hindsight perhaps inevitable, breaking point. Like Diamonds, Black Sabbath produced some of the best works under immense pressure of constant touring, being repeatedly screwed over by management and struggling with exhaustion and addiction. This also seems to be the story of Tony Iommi's timeless Sabbath Bloody Sabbath riff, which Slash once called the heaviest riff of all time. During a recent interview with Matt Pinfield, Geezer Butler recalled how he and his bandmates thought they'd reached the end following Volume 4, only for Iommi to come up with the legendary riff. He said, well, we decided to take a break after Volume 4. We literally been all around the world and we were absolutely exhausted. Tony collapsed at the end of Volume 4 of the tour and just totally exhausted. And he says, you know, we can't keep up at this rate. We gotta have a rest. And the management said, oh, okay. And we said, and by the way, can we see some accounts? You know, we haven't seen accounts for 5 years. And he said, yeah, I'll send them up to you. We were not going to do any more recording or any more touring if we haven't gotten any money. And so we took time out. We didn't get any accounts, of course, because he'd stolen all the money. And we thought that, was the end of the band. We've done all this work and nothing to show for it financially, so what's the point in going on? Just as such bleak thoughts were dominating his and his bandmates' minds, Geezer recalls Sabbath coming together for what they thought would have been one final rehearsal. We got together for one final rehearsal and we couldn't come up with anything. We were all looking at Tony to come up with a riff, and we just were exhausted and we had nothing to show for anything that we'd done so far. And we just said, well, it's not worth it. And so we all went our separate ways, and eventually we said, well, let's just give it one more go. And Tony sat down and he came up with the riff to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Oh yeah, that riff is so awesome that it blew Tony Iommi's mustache off. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath saved Black Sabbath, I remember, I read about it, writer's block, and Tony was having a hard time coming up with anything, and I did a review on it that you should check out. I read up on a lot of Sabbath. I read many Sabbath books, and a lot of the stuff I got is from my favorite Sabbath book. It's called Doom Let Loose, which is out of print now. The great Martin Popoff wrote that, where he talks about every song on every album and what went on behind the scenes. And I took that and several other books I got Sabbath stuff from and made reviews around, all that I read in these books. And hey, I'm going to rank all the songs off Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. There are 8 songs. And I got to tell you, number 8 is a great song. I don't think there's a bad song on this album. But I know a lot of people would put Fluff at number 8. Not me. I love Fluff more than Looking for Today. I love that song. Very commercial and kind of like a sore thumb. Well, not a sore thumb. Sticking out like a sore thumb is what I'm trying to say. I think I'm trying to say that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I do want to say at number 8 is Looking for Today. That is my number 8. At number 7, it's not Fluff. Who Are You? Love as well. Very strange song with the weird organ keyboard, whatever that is. Mellotron, whatever Ozzy had. You know, and Ozzy wrote that song. And I just think it's fucking awesome. I love it. At number 7. All right. At number 6, I'll put Fluff. Fluff is a beautiful instrumental. I love it. I gotta admit, I do like Laguna Sunrise more, the previous instrumental. It's a shame that Tony stopped doing instrumentals, you know, on albums. I mean, he did do one on Scarlet Pimpernel and, you know, but, you know, Don't Stop Too Late. Does that really count? I mean, it's so short. But there really wasn't any more instrumentals. I mean, if you want to count E5150, but that's not really a Tony Iommi thing. Or The Dark or Stonehenge and all that stuff. It wasn't until, you know, Scarlet Pimpernel, and I think after that he stopped. And I love Tony Iommi instrumentals, man. I loved Orchid, you know. But my favorite would be Laguna Sunrise. But I love Fluff. All right, number 5. Man, I love this song. Sabracadabra. This song reminds me of an ex-girlfriend that used to dance to this song in front of me and do like a little striptease. That was just beyond amazing. And it ended horribly, but I wish her well. Wherever you are, I wish you the best. All right, that's Sabracadabra at number 5, right? At number 4, Smoke It. Get High. Yeah, Killing Yourself to Live, man. What a song. And yeah, I believe it was played live before this album came out. On Live at Last, it was played live. I don't think Sabbath was out yet. Killer song to open up side 2. Amazing. Number 3 should be number 1, I gotta tell you, because it is such a masterpiece. The epic on this album, the final song, Spiral Architect. Oh my God. What a great little instrumentation in the beginning. And it reminds me of my good friend Elsie. This is so funny. She plays like Spanish guitar really good. And I told her, man, you should learn Spiral Architect. And I swear to you, I told her this over the phone. She called me back 20 minutes later and learned it note for note. Amazing. Elsie, I love her. She's a good friend of mine. Still a good friend of mine. Spiral Architect. All right, number 2, A National Acrobat. To think, Geezer Butler wrote the riff to this. Sounds very Iommi-ish, but it's awesome, man. Oh my God, my favorite part is that middle part where it goes, "Ban-an, ban-an, you better believe it." So badass, so awesome. National Acrobat. Amazing. All right, you know what number 1 is? The song that saved Black Sabbath. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. What a riff. That opening riff, and then the changes it does later where it gets super heavy, and Ozzy at his vocal peak where they never played Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath live back then. Because I guess Ozzy probably couldn't nail that like he did in the studio. But that's it. That is my ranking of Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Such an amazing album. Such an amazing album cover. My favorite album cover from Sabbath. So demonic. Crazy how that came out in 73 and allowed it to come out in 73 with this guy being tortured. I mean, you flip the album around and shows him with his loved ones. You know, he's on his deathbed about to die, and then bam, he's in hell getting choked by snakes. Amazing. Amazing album cover. Amazing music. Amazing band. All killer, no filler. Love Looking for Today. Don't get it twisted, and let's cut the deck. And if you want to rank the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath album, please do in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching the only news that matters on this Black Sabbath Sunday. I totally appreciate it, my friends. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you have subscribed to my channel, please check to see if you're still subscribed. Because people are getting unsubscribed more than once, and it sucks. So if that happened to you, please subscribe again. And like the video, because it's good for the YouTube algorithms. And stay frosty. Listen to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.